You know those healthy snack boxes that get delivered to businesses around Australia? Not the ones with Freddo frogs and Caramello Koalas in them. I'm talking about the ones with wasabi-flavoured peas and organic popcorn. Well, you and I are about to meet the fellow who started that business. How dare he bring healthy snacking to the workplace? It's a very nutritional episode 472 of the award-winning Small Business Big Marketing Show, thanks to American Express.
Well, I said, welcome to a small business marketing show where successful small business owners share their souls to take your marketing straight to the lead. Now, here's your host, Mr. Timbo Reid.
And welcome back to your weekly dose of marketing yumminess. Or is it? I'm your host, Timbo Reid. You, infinitely more importantly, you're a motivated business owner ready to crank out some great marketing to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. Today's episode 472 is made possible thanks to the very good folk at American Express, and I will have a little chat about their wonderful range of business cards later on in the show. Speaking of show, very, very big show today. We meet cubicle escapee Conor Reynolds, who, through his company SnackWize, has decided, get this, that the humble blueberry muffin just wasn't cutting it as a mid-morning snack. Conor, what are you thinking? Another motivated listener who sells sexy toys, wins big in this week's Monster Prize draw. And I've got some big news about next week's guest, who solves the major problem for any business owner who's ever produced a marketing video of any type. As per usual, team, there is marketing GOLD dripping from the ceiling over here at Small Business Big Marketing's HQ. So let's get stuck right in. So Conor Reynolds is a corporate health and wellbeing expert, as well as the founder of SnackWize, which is Australia's #1 monthly subscription healthy snack service that delivers healthy snacks straight to your office. You may well be getting a SnackWize box delivered to your office. He's got a thriving little business. Like I said at the top of the show, Conor's not delivering yummy chocolate snacks or fatty potato chips. We're talking like Veggie crisps and raw cacao cookies. I don't know. Has the flavour gone from on-work snacking? We'll find out. But clearly there's a market for it, as SnackWize is going gangbusters. Since its launch in 2016, the business has experienced really strong growth in Australia, doubling its revenue year on year and quintupling, haven't used that word for a while, if ever, its client base, delivering tens of thousands of snacks to blue chip clients, including, check this for a kind of portfolio of clients, Uber, Universal Studios, Deloitte, Red Bull, Samsung, to name a few. And Conor's recently launched SnackWize in New Zealand, and he's just finished a successful capital raising of $500,000. No mean feat when SnackWize is not really a tech company, and that's where all the VC money's going. So I started off by asking Conor the hardest of hitting questions. That's right, the big one. What's his favourite snack?
Good question to start off with. I'm a bit of a beef jerky fan myself, Tim. So
Right.
it's either a hate or love relationship. I found it with people with beef jerky. You literally love it or you hate it, but I love it, mate. So that's probably my favourite snack.
I didn't see that coming. In fact, I answered a listener question on an episode a week or two ago from a fellow. He had a business, Jono's Jerky. And he was very excited because he's created a new flavour of beef jerky, cheeseburger flavour. Would you give that a crack?
Oh, I wouldn't say no. I mean, we sample all the snacks before they go into our snack boxes, Tim. So, yeah,
Yes.
let's throw out an intro. For sure.
Oh, there you go. Just in case you were wondering, my favourite snack is Fry's Turkish Delight, and it always has been, always will be. I love
There
it.
you go.
Yeah. Now, buddy, the idea for SnackWize, where did that come from?
So I guess previously to starting SnackWize, I worked for a health and wellbeing brand called HealthWise, which was the corporate health and well-being brand for Flight Centre Travel Group. So I think that brand quite well, Tim. I think you used to work for Flight Centre, didn't you?
Yes,
back in the day.
My old hunting ground.
There you go. Yeah. So that brand was basically established to get Flight Centre staff healthier, more engaged in their workplace around the world. So my role was the global marketing manager for that brand, and I guess part of that role was really seeing me come up with ideas and concepts to get staff more healthier, engaged at work. So things like 12-week challenges, clean eating challenges, health and wellness initiatives, 10,000 steps challenges, anything to get staff actively moving and getting them education on how to be healthier. So, the workplace, as a result, got a good benefit from that. So part of that role saw me traveling around with the brand. And in my travels, like even interstate and internationally, I would notice that you could have, some fruit in the workplace. You could have all the great exercise equipment, but unless you actually had great healthy foods, staff were going out and just finding junk. And what I noticed particularly is that they were snacking a lot, and they were snacking on what they could get their hands on, access to. And most of that time, unfortunately, it was just junk. So I just noticed this a lot. I thought, wouldn't it be great if, instead of these guys snacking on junk, couldn't some, come up with a box that's all curated, it's done, it's healthy, it's fresh, rocks up on the doorstep, and they don't have to worry about it.
Well, you were working for a big Flight Centre. Was it a hard decision to escape the cubicle, or were you looking to start a business?
No, it was hard.
Or did you get the sack?
What's that, sorry?
Or did you get the sack?
No, I didn't get the sack, thankfully. No, I left on good terms. That's always a good thing. No, it was hard. I mean, I had achieved all I had in that role, in my role, and I had a great, time, learned a lot at that group. But it's one thing I just kept noticing, and I thought, there has to be something to. I thought it could be something to this. And then I sort of, had a mate that said, "Hey, mate, these guys love your idea. Come give it a crack." So I was working at my job though at Flight Centre for 18 months before I actually made the plunge, or took the plunge, if you like, into going full time. So it wasn't like, here's an idea, I'm quitting Flight Centre, let's go and do this. It was like, no, I need to prove the concept here. I need to actually see if people want this. It started with, I guess, one box into my mate's workplace. They said, "Hey, Connor, love the snack selection, mate, but there's not enough, and the price is all over the shop." And I didn't know at this stage. All I did is whacked a sticker on a box and went and bought snacks at retail, and then just put them into the workplace. So it was really, really lean sort of style of coming up with a product and then trying to see how it went. And then I basically took the feedback and went from there.
And you kept getting feedback, and I'm sure as current day, you're still getting feedback and making changes as you go. You sound like that kind of guy.
Totally. Now, every single month, Tim, we're always, changing things on our website, the messaging, our sales approach, and of course the snacks are changing every couple of months as well. But constantly in that stage right now of, changing or iterating, if you like, every month. Yeah.
So explain how the business actually works, Connor.
Yeah, so I guess it's probably similar to like a fruit delivery, but we don't actually make the snacks. We work with all the brands around Australia, all the healthy snack brands around Australia, and we curate them into a healthy snack box for the workplace. And we have, I guess, a variety of different size boxes depending on, the staff size and their budget. And what it basically does, it works on a recurring delivery. So, weekly, fortnightly, and monthly. The company just pays, the one low price, and then it rocks up on their doorstep and saves them having the time to go and, source the snacks themselves, what's healthy and the price points and so forth. So it's all about providing a healthy, convenient snack service for the workplace that rocks up on the doorstep and they don't have to think twice about.
So the employees of that workplace then pay for the snacks, or they can take them for free? Or is that the workplace's decision?
That's the workplace's decision. So we always operate on the model that the workplace, pays for these snacks. And in order to do that, we work very closely with our snack suppliers to get the absolute best possible pricing to pass on to our customers to make sure it's as affordable for them as possible, which is great. I mean, if you're going to provide healthy food into the workplace, it needs to be affordable too. So the workplace pays up. We get paid up front every month, and then it's up to the workplace if they want to, provide or charge their staff for snacks to do it. Yeah,
I feel like it's not a new idea, but is that because in the workplaces that I have been in, there's been fruit boxes. There has been the charity box of the Caramello bear or the Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate. Are you first to market with the actually idea of healthy snacks?
Well, you're right. I mean, the whole concept of snacking in the workplace is by no means new, and the whole subscription model is by no means new. What we've sort of done is that we actually were the first to market when we started the business 3.5 years ago of a healthy snack box subscription into the workplace. You would have your charity boxes where it'd be full of chockies. You'd chuck $1 or $2 in there, or you might have some snacks. One of the snack guys coming around just pumping the box full of confectionery, and then end of the week taking the coin out. What we've done is we've sort of turned that on its head and said, hey, well, first and foremost, we're actually providing you with a healthy snack solution, so it's actually healthy for employees. And also, too, instead of us coming around trying to take dollars out of the money box every week, which is not cost effective for the business or the actual customer because they have to pay for that service, why don't we put it all in a healthy snack box for you on a delivery schedule that rocks up to you, and then you put it out for your staff. You get a free display stand with SnackWize, so it's nicely put there for the kitchen or the break room. It goes in there, and away you go, similar to a fruit box delivery. So we just changed the whole concept around to make it more easy and convenient.
You're putting an end to the idea of, I always look forward at about 11:30 of the morning or about 3:30 in the afternoon of a blueberry muffin, and now you just, looks like that's come to an end, and what am I going to have to put up with? Some kind of Asahi-flavoured juniper berry? Or, what are these snacks, mate? Are these snacks tasty? Are they going to keep employees, satisfied?
Definitely. And that's the thing, you worry, you think people think straight away healthy, it's going to taste like rabbit food. And I can assure you, for any two weird concoctions of wasabi-flavoured something or other, mate, I'd quit. So, no, definitely not the case for what we have. I mean, the brands and they're all Aussie brands, majority of the 95% of our brands are Aussie brands. And these guys are really creating healthy, great, delicious snacks. I mean, we've got things like, dipped and dusted almonds. We've got, Lamington flavoured bars, but only made from 5 ingredients that don't have nowhere near the sugar of a traditional Lamington.
You're not selling me. You're just telling me that you're not selling me. You just told me there's a Lamington made of fibre and greens.
No, not at all. Made from all these great ingredients that actually taste like Lamington without the actual guilt. So
come
what
on.
I'll have to do, Timbo, I'll have to send you a box, mate, and then you can make a decision up from there.
buddy, you're killing me. So, what's the advantage? Is there an upside to being first to market or a downside?
I guess it's yes and no. I mean, first to market's great because you get to put your name out there and go. But also too, when you're first to market, you go through all the challenges and processes and learning. So you're finding you get hearing a lot of no's and what doesn't work, and then you put up your website, you make your changes, and then competitors come along and copy you. So I guess that's probably I guess relevant to any sort of industry who's first to market. You're always going to have copycats coming up, but we have been first to market. We've got a really great foothold now in Australia. We're in every capital city, and we also service New Zealand. And we've got over 100 companies and growing. So in that short period of time, I'd say we're going well. But you do get copycats coming up and trying to copy what you're doing too.
I imagine first to market requires you to be the educator. So you're going to be walking into businesses and having to explain what this is. No, it's not charity. You can have staff buy or not buy. You can give it away for free. There's a whole lot of options. There's a whole big education process for you to do.
Totally, and that's definitely part of being the first to market. There is an education piece, and times have definitely changed since the good old fruit into the workplace. It's great to have it there. That was done 16 years ago. Times have changed in the workplace, and snacking frequency has changed. There's 46% of Australians now are snacking in favour of lunch, and that's due to our different lifestyles and our work demands. So basically people can sometimes look at us and see, you're a workplace delivery, so you can sometimes be seen as a luxury or a discretionary income when I've got money. But we really do see that people are starting to sort of see that snacking is really overtaking what's going on in the workplace and in consumers at the home too, because we've gone away from the traditional 3 meals a day. We used to have our breakfast, a lunch, and our dinner, and we may even get 2 of those in a day. If you rush in the morning, you may even have breakfast, you may have a coffee, you may have a snack around 10 o'clock, then you may get lunch in, or you may not, running to a meeting. So we're now snacking a lot more than having our 3 meals. So it's really important business.
You've seen a lot of competitors. Well, I don't know if there's a lot of competitors. You've seen competitors pop up, which would you would expect. How do you feel about that? What's your mindset around competition?
Yeah, I think originally you see it and you go, okay, is someone trying to get on the market? But I think competition is great because it means that the demand for what you're doing is growing. It grows the category as well. I think as long as you are being innovative in your own business and creating strategies and actual providing value to your business as much as possible, then the competition doesn't really matter as such. You keep an eye on them, but I mean, if they just if all their strategy is just copying you, then they're not going to last too long.
So, Conor, you say you innovate on an ongoing basis and you're constantly thinking of ways to add value. How do you do that?
I guess it's listening to our customer. I mean, I've got a sales and account manager who works for the business, who is constantly in touch with our customers to see, what they're liking, what they're not. And one of the great things about our business is that customers, if they don't like a certain snack item, they can replace it out in the next delivery. So they're not locked into anything that they don't like. So we're constantly, probably once a quarter, we're always sort of surveying our customers into, is there anything we could do better and any of our service. So I think taking that feedback on, most of the time it's positive, but there sometimes are areas for improvement. And then I guess creating, or listening to that, feedback and putting into practice with other sort of value adds that we can do is something that we've started to do in the last 6 months. So that's how we sort of generally stay ahead of the curve, is by really listening to our customer at the end of the day.
Nice. Now, I'm guessing your business has many needs. Maybe you need extended cash flow to bring to life that genius marketing idea you've been sitting on for way too long. Or maybe you'd love a rewards points program that had you flying at the pointy end of the plane on the trip of a lifetime. Maybe you're just like a business tool that made running that beautiful business of yours just that little bit easier. Well, here's what I'd do. After the show, check out American Express's range of business cards designed specifically to help small business. Simply Google Amex Business to find out more. Thanks to digital marketing agency Yellow and American Express, we're chatting with Conor Reynolds. He's that guy who delivers those healthy snack boxes into workplaces, and he's got clients like Uber, Marriott Hotels and Samsung. They're quite good clients, Conor. What's the secret to getting big companies like that?
I think the secret to that, I mean, to be honest, we're very lucky that we work with industry leaders. These guys see the importance and the value of having healthy, nutritious food in the workplace. So, we put a lot of, marketing and sales approach out there, but at the end of the day, you can't make a customer buy for you. They really have to be, you really want it. So these sort of guys have come to us, seen what we're doing and thought, hey, I really want to, have a great healthy snack initiative like this in our workplace. So, and we try to market ourselves like that too. I mean, we work with industry leaders, and it's industry leaders that value this. So, we put all the marketing out there, we approach them, but at the end of the day, they need to make that decision. So we're just thankful that we've got companies like that who really see the value in what we're doing. What kind of marketing do you do to draw in inquiry? Yeah, so we've got a full-time sales and account manager who, outreaches to customers and key accounts who we think would be a fit for SnackWize. We also do, obviously the SEO, AdWords, and Facebook marketing as well. And PR. We find that, having a great PR presence and great PR strategy always is probably one of the quickest ways to get great brand awareness, and it's worked really well for us in the past, actually. I'd probably say it's probably our best marketing tool. Yeah, it's really interesting. A business your size putting on a publicist. And I've got to say, I mean, she was the one who approached me initially for suggesting an interview, drawn up a well-designed, well-written press release that caught my attention and probably arguably made you look bigger than you necessarily are, which is always a good strategy. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, we don't have a full-time publicist on, so that would be Deanna who reached out to you. Who we, approach her when we think of a great PR campaign to do. We've got a story to tell. I think that's the main thing. Mm-hmm. So she's not full-time with the business, but we have used her in the past and she's fantastic. But, people always are surprised. That's where we're pretty lean. I guess we still consider ourselves a little small business startup, but we're sort of not operating like one. We've got over, like I said before, over 100 businesses and growing at a rate of around 10 to 15, and we're doing it with a pretty lean group. So 10 to 15 a month? 10 to 15 new monthly customers a month, that's correct. It's great, mate. I mean, are you happy with that 100? The 100, clearly, they're bigger businesses. Like I said, the Ubers and the Marriotts of the world, the Samsungs of the world. Those clients are great, to be honest. They're not our traditional one, Tim. Our real sort of a target market, our sort of bread and butter is small to medium business from probably about 15 staff or up to about 100. Obviously, with some of those businesses that you mentioned before, they've got 500 staff plus, and we do have a few of those businesses on board. But our real offering is really small to medium business.
Why have you chosen that? I would have thought the bigger companies would have been more profitable for you. Why have you chosen the small to medium market?
Just because small to medium business make up the most business in Australia. So the total addressable market is far bigger with small to medium business. And also, too, with the bigger businesses, while they are great, they are sort of giants and they work very slowly. So there comes a point where we've found that also, too, when it comes to a certain amount of staff, maybe probably the 400 plus, they probably want to go more the vending machines and don't want to put their sort of hand up to put snack boxes in. We do have some of those companies that do that. I know they love it. They see the value of it. But our real sort of, I guess, where we're growing and where we're seeing the real great uptake is in that sort of small to medium size market, because these guys don't want to have a vending machine in their office. It's clunky. It's annoying. This box, it's not expensive, and it rocks up and it feeds all the staff for quite an affordable rate.
Now, I kind of have a fascination around business names. My first question is, are you happy with the name SnackWize?
Yeah, I love it, yep.
Why? Right, let's just work through this. Why the Z?
Why the Z? So I wanted the S, but the domain for some reason was taken, and it was some random something in New Zealand. So I went with the Z for the domain. That's the only reason why. Well,
I had a look at the domains. You've got SnackWize with a Z.com. First question is, why didn't you go .au?
Yeah. Well, that was probably a bit of a mistake on my part. We've got .au as well.
You have got it. Okay. I don't know whether it was redirecting. It'd probably be a good idea if it did redirect to snackwise.com.
Yeah. I probably should. I think we've maybe hidden .com.au and we just got .com. That's where the domain authority is at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. And then SnackWize with a S.com and the .au is parked. Would it be worth buying them? I don't know what they're worth.
Oh, we've got snackwise.com.au. Yeah.
With an S?
Not with an S, no.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The SnackWize with an S.com and .au. I don't know, just covering bases. I'm always interested in how names come about and then the relationship, the business name to the domain and all that type of stuff. But I think it's a good name. It says what it basically says what you do. So you can't argue that. Now, you've been on a bit of a capital raising adventure. You've recently raised $500,000, or last year, $500,000 in seed capital. Was that difficult given food businesses aren't that sexy when all the e-commerce type businesses are the ones soaking up the venture capital money?
Oh, totally. You nailed it. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, these days, and this is tech this, tech that. It's just tech this, and I said, if I hear another tech round, I'll bloody lose it. And I understand, tech's great. It's a hugely scalable business, why it's getting so much attention and so forth. But there's so many other great things happening in the food industry in Australia and the world that need to get attention. So yes, it was. It was very, I guess, hard to sort of get someone to get our investor or get an investor or presence into investing in us, but where we became quite fortunate was that who we raised the money off was Adrian DeMarco of Technology One, who is an ASX listed technology company, been around for about 30 plus years. They were one of our customers in the early days, so they saw firsthand how great our product and service was. And I known that Adrian was pretty I guess, into the startup scene in Brisbane and invest in some other businesses within Brisbane and, down south. And when that opportunity came up to sort of, have a chat to him about it, we chatted about it, and he'd seen firsthand how great the product was in his own company and was very interested in it because even though it's food, the model's sort of built like a software business, whereas it's sort of, software as a service, a subscription, we're snacks and we're doing a subscription model too. So I think that's what really piqued his interest in us, is that it is a highly scalable model once you get it right.
Yeah, well, it's a good win to get that kind of dough too. Where's the money? Where's $500,000 being spent?
Yeah, so $500,000 has been spent, I guess we took up until July last year when I closed the actual seed capital, if you like. It was just me working the business. So I'd got it up to, about 40 staff and then hired my full first-time sales and account guy who's grown the business since. So we put on him. We expanded our warehouse, I guess, operations as well, and also to boost it into our marketing. So that's seed money that needs to last us for a while. That's not just all spent in 1 year, as you could imagine. That's something to I guess, sustain us for a while as we go along the journey. But for immediately, it was definitely hiring staff, warehouse fulfillment operations, and definitely marketing budget too is where the immediate sort of first drawdown's gone to.
And you had a nice holiday, I hear.
All of that money, I wish.
Tell me, you have a bit of have you gone into home delivery or you're about to go into home delivery?
Yeah. So we've been asked the past 6 months, hey, when are you going to do home delivery? We want this. So we said, okay, we'll package up something smaller because B2B is our real core focus. But we launched that last week, and it's going fantastic. People have jumped onto that now, so they can get snacks delivered to their home once a month, which is great.
So tell me about that. First of all, B2B is your core focus. So why would you veer away from that? Was that something your investor wanted you to do, or you saw excuse the pun, a hungry market? It just seems that you've got so much upside in the B2B area that this could be a distraction.
Yeah, no, and it's a valid question because a lot of people have said that. I mean, and it was the reason why I put that on hold for probably about 8 months was we were doing it the B2B. The home delivery market's a self-service market. It's a small packaged up offering to what we're doing in the workplace. Basically, our fulfillment operation side of things can handle that quite easily. I mean, it's self-service. It goes through to a warehouse. They pack the order and it goes out. And our curation sort of changes once a month. So the model itself, it can, depending how fast you scale, you can have other, consumer sort of problems along the way. But I mean, we have the ability right now to handle it softly. We're not blasting it out there as something that we're pushing heaps of. It's just on our website there for customers who have inquired about it for so long. And we're looking to sort of take that approach as sort of a organic growth, where the demand come from. And if it starts to take off with the B2B, then we'll hire for that too. But yeah, I think it's just more, we saw, to answer your question, a hungry market, and we thought, well, hey, we can service it. Let's give it a crack.
Conor, where do you see the business going to be in 5 years' time?
5 years' time. We're really planning to have, we've got, like I said, just over sort of 100 customers now. We want thousands. I mean, that's what the model's built on. So the next 5 years, we're sort of aiming for, anywhere between 15 to 2,000 monthly recurring customers. It's a big jump, but we think the market in Australia is right for it. So that's what we're sort of going for. I think also too, there's a lot of opportunity, not just snacks. We're looking at some other sort of product opportunities at the moment, which can complement snacks as well into the workplace. So
like what?
I think having a couple of things like that, home, B2B, and maybe another product which can complement that's something on the horizon too.
Like what?
Looking at sort of coffee-like products. Yeah, coffee-like products that can be into our boxes and out to our customers, which don't have to cost a lot or take up a lot of room in a box either. So,
I didn't catch. Did you say copyright products?
No, coffee.
Coffee-like products.
Yeah, no, not going off on a completely different market and copywriting stuff.
Could you imagine actually having your own range of snacks?
It's come across our mind. I mean, that's something we've been asked about. And that's something that we could eventually go down an avenue of if we do sort of see an opportunity. I guess with that gives a whole other kettle of fish, considering that, you're going to outsourcing manufacturing, ingredients and food scientists. So it's something that it can take really away. There is a lot of benefits, obviously, of having that, but it's just that at this point in time, we're sort of more focusing on just, being the retailer and getting as many customers as we can on board and then showing them other products. But yeah, you never know. Down the track, there might be an opportunity to do that.
Conor, is it a business that takes up a huge amount of your time now that you're out of the corporate cubicle at Flight Centre and running your own business, or are you pretty strict in work-life balance?
No, it definitely takes up a lot of my time. I mean, I love what I do. It's probably the same with yourself, Tim. I mean, I love doing what I do. I'd work probably 6 days a week, like any other small business owner on your show listening to this or anyone else like that. And it's what you get to do at the start. I do have my lifetime balance. I mean, on a Sunday, that's definitely the day of absolute rest and nothing, and catching up with mates and chilling out with my wife and anything else like that. So we do have a balance. Keep up the exercise all during the week, but it does consume you. I think that's what happens when you're a small business. You've got to put in the hours because you don't have the resources. But I think eventually, if you can get out of that and hire for it and grow out along the years, that's when you start to free up and get your work-life balance eventually. But at the moment, we haven't really earned that yet.
Do you have a mentor?
Well, I do, yeah. And Adrian DeMarco, I mean, he's our sort of investor as well. I mean, it's great to have the seed capital, but I mean, his 30-plus years of experience is just invaluable to the business. So, we catch up quarterly, not only for results, but also too on how the business is going and mentorship as well. So he's just an invaluable part of his experience to the business, without a doubt.
That's awesome, buddy. Well, congratulations on starting something from scratch. It must be very, very exciting and seeing it grow, getting some investment, going beyond the business workplace into homes. You're doing some great stuff, and I wish you all the success for the future.
No, thanks for that, Tim. It's great to be on your show and hopefully provide some value to your listeners today.
And I should say, anyone wanting to get a healthy snack box delivered to their workplace can simply go to SnackWize.com. Thanks, Connor.
Thanks for that, Tim.
Well, there you go, team. Are you feeling healthier? That was SnackWize founder Conor Reynolds. And he's kindly added to the swag of prizes that you can win in the Monster Prize Draw. More on that in a minute. But right now, thanks to American Express, here's what grabbed my attention from my chat with SnackWize founder Conor Reynolds. Attention grabber number 1. I love how, despite the fact that SnackWize is not yet an empire by any stretch of the imagination, Conor has embraced publicity as a major marketing strategy. Now, I'll put the press release he sent to me in the show notes to give you an idea of what best practice looks like. Great press release. I think it's a great strategy. Comes at a cost. Sometimes a publicist is not cheap. But if you get, like lots of coverage in various mediums, podcasts, maybe a YouTube channel interview, newspaper, are they still around? Bit of TV, radio, who knows? Then it's going to be worth the money spent. And clearly it's working for Conor. Attention grabber number 2. I love Conor's pricing model. Any recurring monthly income business gets my attention straight away. Who doesn't want a recurring monthly income just to smooth out that cash flow? And attention grabber number 3, I love the fact that Conor went out of his way or goes out of his way to listen to his customers. We should all be doing that. We should all have our finger on the pulse, whether we have little boardroom lunches for key customers and ask them a few questions, pick up the phone and ring some old customers, walk out onto your shop front. Is that what you say? Your shop front? The forecourt of your shop? Ask customers questions, all that kind of stuff. That's what grabbed my attention. Would love to know what grabbed yours. Just like you could tweet me at Timbo Reid, R-E-I-D, or go to the show notes, smallbusinessbigmarketing.com/472, and let's leave me a little comment. I'd love that.
Oh, g'day, Tim. Shane Scotton calling. I've just got notification that I won your Monster Draw for your small business marketing show. So just wanted to say thank you very much for that. That's a real thrill to win all that stuff. And, just wanted to say thank you very much. And if there's anything I can do to help promote your show or anything like that, just let me know. And thanks very much once again.
Oh, thanks, Shane. The best thing that you can do for me is simply to keep listening. Oh, and maybe tell 10 more business owners each day about the show, 10 or 11. I don't mind. And if you're feeling really generous, an iTunes listener review would be awesome. That's to anyone, not just Shane. I'd love you to leave an iTunes review. Not only does it boost my ranking, it's wonderful for my ego. But right now, let's make another listener's day.
Come on down. It's Timbo's Monster Prize Draw.
Oh, yes, indeedly, doodly. It is time to reward another motivated listener, just like Shane, for taking some serious marketing action. And today's winner is... Garrett Addison of Top Drawer Essentials. An interesting little business. Let me expand. Garrett says, "Hey Timbo, I've only recently discovered your podcast a few months ago, but I'm lucky enough to have at least an hour each way to my 9-to-5 job. So I'm gradually getting through your backlog." Working for the man, Garrett. Trying to escape that cubicle, are you? He goes on to say, "I love your show, but I did struggle to apply your tips and tricks." Sorry to hear that. He says, "My problem is that my new venture, Top Drawer Essentials, is an online retailer of adult products, including sex toys, etc. As such, I found most of the tips in each episode were difficult to apply. For example, I'd be inspired to do some Facebook advertising. having listened to Cham Tang's interview, but Facebook doesn't allow advertising of sexual-related content or goods. Yeah, well, that's hard. I'd be inspired to engage with customers to drive likes and shares, but most people are a little reluctant to share on social media or be on record as regards to their purchases or even interest. Yeah, I suppose you're not going to put a post out going, just bought the most awesome vibrator. It's ace. He loves it. She loves it. I don't know. Fair enough. The brave amongst us would. I took a Viagra the other day, got caught in my throat, had a stiff neck for about a week. Thank you very much. And he goes on to say, after some episodes, I'd be inspired to do some YouTube videos featuring my products. Well, that's probably called porn. I'll pull you up on that one, Garrett. That's not porn. If you review a product, you don't have to show it in action, but you can just talk about it and the texture and the shape and the battery power, battery life. I don't know, all that stuff. You can talk around. It doesn't have to be naughty. Garrett goes on to say, that said, I was getting a constant message from you and your guests to challenge my comfort zones. And so I did. Gradually, I started to be brave enough to introduce my venture to friends for their take, and while there were some raised eyebrows for sure, the conversation was enlightening. Awesome. Start a conversation around your product. It's a good thing to do. I discovered that almost all were past shoppers in my niche. 9 out of 10. People are closet shoppers of sex toys. I just made that stat up, but, sounds good. And most importantly, it made me recognise that all adults were potential shoppers in my niche. It just required a conversation. It's made me focus my efforts in getting that conversation going, particularly through a blog. Great idea. Google will love that, Garrett. And doing so has helped me be different from my competitors. It's still early days, but my growth is encouraging. I just wanted to share. Thanks, Timbo, 5 stars. Garrett, that's a great share, mate. And I think there is actually a lot you could do in your business, so don't be discouraged. As you say, you have a rather large market to appeal to. So your challenge is to not try to be everything to everyone, but niche it down and own a particular niche in that adult toy, adult e-commerce store market. That's what I do. Hey, Garrett, for sharing that, mate, here's what you have won. $50 SnackWize sample box, $500 range of Liars non-alcoholic spirits, Saya Skincare Basins Essentials Pack, $79, $100 voucher to buy some undies, a Canva Pro license for $140, on-the-go merchandise voucher, $75, Beach People voucher, you get yourself a round beach towel, $50, 6-pack of Mr. Lee's noodles, $30, a MyDNA test kit, $99. You got promotion on this show and a backlink in the show notes. How good's that? Just for sharing what's working in your business. I would encourage everyone else to do the same. Send me an email. You don't have to sell sexy toys just to kind of win. There's been lots of winners in the last couple of years. You just got to tell me one idea that's working in your business that you heard on this show and what impact it's had from implementing it. Send me an email, tim@timreid, reid.com.au. If I read it out on air, you win. That almost wraps up a very nutritional, some would say slightly naughty, episode 472 of the award-winning Small Business Big Marketing Show. Thanks to our good friends at American Express. And I would encourage you, round about now, to just search Amex Business and have a look at their range of business cards, some of which are tailored for you, the small business owner, who, needs a bit of help with the cash flow, wouldn't mind a holiday. All those things are possible with an Amex card. Check them out. Next week, we solve the problem. Speaking of problem solving, of what to do with all those marketing videos that you've made but don't know how to get coverage and exposure and views and likes and shares and really action from them. Very fun interview that'll be. This guy who I'm going to chat with, he's got 30 ways to share your videos. Pretty good, isn't it? Hey, don't forget there's an entire back catalogue of interviews over at smallbusinessbigmarketing.com where you can buy my marketing book, The Boomerang Effect. If you love the show, then please let another business owner or 10 know about it. Subscribe for them on their phone. That would be awesome. Until next week, I'm Timbo Reid. You're not. Thanks for tuning in. May your marketing be the best marketing.